welcome to the Omniverse Africa Summit 3.0. This morning, we're reporting live for day one of the Omniverse Africa Summit.
I just wanted to welcome you warmly to Omniverse Africa Summit 3.0. Please, can you clap for all of us? It's not easy.
We really believe that a digitally sovereign, economically powerful and technologically capable African continent is better for everyone, not only for Africans, but also Europeans and the rest of the world.
So one of the things we're currently doing is to get both the scientific community, the technology transfer offices across the continent, and the innovation agencies to work as one body.
We should not only question how many papers have been published. No, we should say how many solutions have been created from these papers that have been published.
I recall when I was in England as a student, majority of the doctors that I see are Pakistanis and Indians. How do we increase the pipeline of training? We can supply. We want to be the human capital of the world. We can supply all the doctors. That's why Lagos State Government, for example, we are building a new University of Medicine.
So as we look to the future, I believe that's a lesson worth carrying forward. The strongest innovations emerge when people trust each other enough to share ideas, take risks, and build new things together.
As Africans, we have been taught to do more with less, and we have been turning necessity into innovation.
So for startups, because I've worked with startups a lot actually, what I would say is choose your providers carefully. Again, look for local providers.
The infrastructure to power a lot of things are still lacking, and I see that as an opportunity, not as a problem, for private sector folks like us to come in and work with the government to sort of build out a lot of these things to create a lot more value within the economy and the ecosystem at large.
The geographical map have effectively been withdrawn. And that's thanks to transformation. That's thanks to telecom transformation. So in Africa, gone are those days when you write a letter and you wait for so long. But now, almost at the speed of sound, you can know faster than the speed of sound, actually.
The lesson is clear. When innovation ecosystems are properly structured, investment in national security can also generate wider economic benefits, create jobs, stimulate research, strengthen industrial capacity, and unlock new commercial opportunities. This is why defense must be part of the national innovation conversation. Indeed, defense should not merely consume innovation. Defense should help shape innovation.
Innovation does not happen in isolation. It thrives in ecosystems where companies, startups, academia, and public institutions collaborate. Finland has built such ecosystems over decades. And companies like Nokia demonstrate how connectivity and technology leadership can enable entire industries and societies to grow.
In this environment, innovation is no longer about technology. It is about people, it is about talent, and it is about partnerships.
We have trained 872 policy actors, of which 50% are women in innovative topics, 6,000 young people in digital skills, about 1,500 entrepreneurs to be able to use digital business processes and tools.
So the National Digital Literacy Framework came up with the competence areas that are required for anybody to be digitally literate. And we are also working on assessment criteria and national certifications.
Every DIH will have a TSP. So you're within the ecosystem already. We already know when you started your journey and where you're going to and how you're going to get there. So scale is the most important thing.
We have diversified our partnership reach outs. We are reaching out to the government, like Nida here. We are in discussion, and what Mr. Bumi said, we already have an MOU. And also there are some development partners also, like the Charles Winsboro in US. Then there are other financial institutions too. This is the first time we're reaching out to financial institutions and we are having MOAs.
96% of all the businesses are small and medium. These small and medium enterprises contribute to half of Nigeria's GDP, approximately 49.6% of our GDP. But you see the first problem as a country, we're not manufacturing as we should as a nation. So our manufacturing output is low. But if you come here, you can see in terms of industrial jobs, we're not doing too badly.
We also need an increase in budgetary allocation. So it's not enough for government offices to just design policies that are not achievable. But we need to do more and increase allocation to MDAs to enable them to convert these policies to bankable projects.
But one of the things that almost everybody wants to see is how sustainable is this sort of business model that you have that can enable that funding work and also for that funding to return. And which is why many businesses cannot describe how that can work. An energy project will tell you that if you consume X number of energy for the next number of years, this is how much you're likely going to get.
My charge to many creative entrepreneurs today is no matter where you start from, you can have a dream, but you can serve in that dream. You can serve excellently in that dream, but you can also serve with integrity. In the long term, you can be like me and sit in that room and say, I started this 27 years ago, and it's here still thriving, it's here still impacting, it's here still making a difference across the country and across the nation. This was a seed out of Nigeria, and it is possible for us to expand this across the world.
Africa is not as risky as it's made out to be. So like you said, it's more of a perception issue. And because of this unfair, what we call now, unfair assessment of African market risk, Africa attract capital to Africa. You now pay what is called the Africa premium, and it's between 100 to 260 basis points. I mean, okay, to put it in simpler, non-financial language, that means 1 to 2.6% higher that we pay for capital in Africa than relative to other from other parts of the world.
For example, all our programs are data-driven, backed by research. For the next 5 years, we are depending on the Hub assessment report that has just been published on ISN network website. And based on that data, we have designed a program. Policy actors, partners internationally, when they design programs, so this tiered level of certification framework will enable hubs to be certified. So you know what kind of tier you are, and there's also something for everybody.
Sitting on one of the virtual sessions they had, and that in itself was mind-opening. And I think that when we understand that it's not just about Africa lacking ideas. We have ideas, we have the people have the capacity, right? Sometimes maybe patient capital is lacking. Sometimes people need a bit of knowledge education. But I actually think that the Omniverse is founded on the basis of we believe that we are capable. We believe we are enough.
So this idea, when it was brought to us, was very appealing. So we took the risk and jumped in. What has changed since then? I think in all our interventions, we found people working more and more together who are maybe not working as much. The Omniverse is the biggest of them all, but we started with policy dialogues, with planning meetings where we keep bringing people together. When you keep bringing people together and they keep talking, they find common ground, and you find then partnerships developing.
The Omniverse has been put together especially to address quite a few very important things. And that is why we refer to it as the ecosystem of ecosystems. Basically, it's an attempt to break down silos, as you must have seen over the course of the week, where we put people that typically would not coexist, having opportunity to interact within the same environment for an entire week.
It's been an amazing 4 days at this year's Omniverse Africa Summit 3.0 live in Lagos, Nigeria. We've experienced stakeholder dialogues, roundtable discussions, panel discussion, fireside chats, an amazing set of goodwill messages, and a few keynote addresses. One thing is clear, that the future of Africa begins now, from innovation to collaboration and to upscaling what it is that Africa needs to do on the African continent from an innovation perspective. So ladies and gentlemen, as you go back to your homes, remember, that collaboration for a better Africa is key. I'd like to, or we rather would like to appreciate all of our stakeholders, our partners, and you, the delegates that make the Omniverse Africa Summit possible. So till next year, for Omniverse Africa 4.0, it's goodbye and good night.